Okay.
The Beijing Genomics Institute, which has an office in Beijing and one in Shenzhen near Hong Kong, where I'm based, they're doing an amazing amount of genome sequencing and genomic data analysis. There are a lot of biologists in China, and with just the scale of human resources that they're able to throw at the problem, I think they're going to make a host of discoveries in human genomics, animal genomics, and then agricultural genomics aimed at making better crops to better feed the world. In the domain of energy production and smart energy, efficient energy, it's fair to say China is leading the world. The futurist Jose Cordero has pointed out that the singularity is also going to be, in a way, an energylarity. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but you get the idea. As we develop all this more and more powerful technology, it's going to use more and more energy. We're going to need more and more efficient ways to direct energy to our machines and our other creations. And China is leading the world in developing energy technology, and this ties in with biotech in interesting ways. A couple years ago, I went to a Chinese biotech conference, and I was surprised. One of the main topics was creating new microorganisms that could more efficiently turn biomass into fuel. So they're looking at genetic engineering for creating energy. As you probably read, they're designing and planning to put up a solar power satellite, which should be launched perhaps a decade from now. But the work on that is already beginning. In the field of AI, a guy named Shi Zhangji, who works at the Chinese Academy of Sciences, he's been working on a project connecting an artificial intelligence system to the brain of a rat. Now, of course, we don't really need a super intelligent rat connected to a knowledge base, but it's a prototype, obviously, for further research on human brain and computer interfacing. So we've got an awful lot of cool research going on in China in a lot of different dimensions. Some of it gets published in Western journals, and some of it doesn't. And if you really want to understand what it's about, there's no substitute but to talk to the researchers themselves. We're going to have a mix of cutting edge Chinese science with some pretty interesting stuff being done in the West and in the rest of Asia. We'll have James Newton Thomas coming from Australia to talk about the use of AI in mining, using AIs to do mining prospecting and using robotics to automate an entire mine to dig under the ground and bring up the ore and regulate the entire operation. And I'll be there with David Hansen to talk about our work here in Hong Kong on intelligent humanoid robotics, on trying to use the OpenCog architecture to control David's amazingly human-like robots in a way that will make them emulate human intelligence. So we've got a mix of really interesting topics, and of course, the most interesting thing of all is nobody knows what is going to come up in discussion when you get a group of wide-ranging minds from all around the world together in one place like this. So if you want to find out, you've got to join us. Come to H Plus at Beijing at the end of July, and
Well, the thing is, it's useful to know that there's going to be another couple of conferences too. I mean, AGI 12 or 13 is just like a few days after. And then there's the very mainstream and quite popular EdgeCai conference as well in Beijing. So there is a reason why H Plus has been situated around those two other conferences. If you want to get all your conferences done at once, come to Beijing.
Oh yeah, we're doing the AGI 13 conference, which is the first of the artificial general intelligence conferences to be held in the Orient. The last year's AGI 12 was at Oxford University at the Future of Humanity Institute. The previous one was at Google in Mountain View. And now we're doing a general intelligence conference in Beijing, which is a more technical conference than Humanity Plus. I mean, Humanity Plus is stuff everyone can understand, although the ideas are far out and based on deep science and technology. The point of Humanity Plus conferences is to boil all this amazing stuff down in a way that the average person can get and then participate in discussions on the implications and development.
Mhm.
The AGI conferences are more in-depth and technical, but there certainly are large portions that the average person can get. We're going to have a few talks by Shi Zhangji, who I mentioned, who's connecting knowledge bases to rat brains, and David Hansen and others will be there giving robot demonstrations. I'm going to give a series of talks there about our work
Isn't
applying
Sam Adams
AI to
might
control video game characters. So yeah, I mean, if you want to make a whole intellectual smorgasbord of it, the AGI 13
be AGI
conference.
13? Don't forget to mention Sam Adams from IBM, who's going to be there, right?
Actually, the reason I forgot to mention him is he canceled.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can cut that out of the recording.
well,
Yeah.
oh, never mind. All right. Is he going to be in Beijing?
No, that's why he canceled. He canceled his whole trip to China.
Oh,
IBM wouldn't let him go. They made him stay in the U.S. and do work.
that's because I was going to interview him.
Well, you got to go to North Carolina. Sorry.
Oh well. Never mind. Next time. Um, who else is coming to AGI 13 then? Oh yes.
Well, we've
Oh,